What's going on, Texas? What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. What's going on? Welcome to America First Texas. I am your host, Tyler Cambry. Welcome to the show. It is April 20th, 2026. It's a Monday. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this out, please. We need to get some more reach. And send us a DM. We want to talk to you. We DM back. Hit us up. Whew. We are at, go check us out, AmericaFirstTexas.com. Send us some business inquiries at contact@AmericaFirstTexas.com. Here are our social media handles, half of them at least. We're on several other channels too, but we need your support. Go check us out on Twitch too. We have something fun coming up in the near future. Go follow us now, stay ahead of the curve. And if you like the show, please follow us over there on Rumble and watch the show over there. We need to grow. Rumble is future proof for us. And it's a great place for you to follow along and watch the show. Probably a better quality version too. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Man, it has been a couple of weeks and I had a procedure I had to get out of the way, and that is done. And we're back in the game. A couple of weeks ago, I was like 1 to 2 days behind my schedule on my phase 1 campaign. And to be honest with you, I'm ahead of the curve now, and I'm feeling good about this, man. I am feeling great. We're in better shape than I was guessing, and got a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do still. If anybody's ever started a business, or if you have tried at least, you know how much work goes into something like this. So, whoo, man, it's not going to slow down anytime soon. It is pedal to the metal, baby. We're getting going. So, we are America First Texas, like you know, and we are taking the America First agenda back. It has been hijacked by Nicole Fuentes, or whatever her name is. You got that America First podcast over there, or whatever that shit is. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to that dude. I mean, he's always been a freaking weirdo anyway, but he has captured the minds of a lot of people, and he has completely hijacked the America First agenda. He has taken on this, like, I don't know. I don't know where America First went from what Donald Trump created it and explained it to be to I hate the Jews and we need to be like Hitler. Like, dude, what? What happened, man? Uh, anyway, we're not getting stuck on this. We've already had this discussion. We've already had this episode. We are moving on. We are moving up. It just, it sucks to see. I've been gone a couple of weeks now, and it just sucks to see so many people are still so lost. And we've tried to do it the positive way. We tried talking to them. We went through our mourning phase, and we are moving on. We are not sticking along. We're not sticking on that any longer. We'll have to fight him off and his little cult of people off while we have to during those times when they come up. But during this time, they're not bothering us, and we have moved on from them. And there's no saving those people right now. Trust me. Like, these are even people close to me that are completely twisted and brain rotted by this stuff. And I think it's just displaced anger for all the things that have happened, which I sort of sympathize with and understand. But at this point, you have to understand these people are like totally gone now. They're going another layer deep, like down. They're not climbing up. They're not, it's going to get worse. Like, take it to the bank. They're getting worse, and they're getting more twisted, and you can't help them right now. So we're anything that is not like normal America First, we're going to phase it out. Like I told you before, you just need to focus on President Trump right now. And hopefully I'm a stepping stone to help you watch that more often. We are America First Texas, and we are taking the America First movement back over, but we are just the Texas region of it. So, something bigger for America First, I hope, is coming up. But we're the best state in the whole freaking country. So we're taking this shit back. So what is America First Texas? We need to get back to the basics. Well, I can give you the Texas version of America First, and we're going to start there. So welcome to America First Texas. We are the Texas region of the America First movement. Based in DFW, we are serving Texans statewide. We are a network of proud, patriotic, values-driven citizens who prioritize faith, family, and freedom. As America became unaffordable, Families across the nation began looking to Texas for opportunity. America First Texas opens its arms with a powerful America First ecosystem dedicated to building a foundation that helps transition and transform you, your family, and your local economy. Now, that's normally our intro. That's about halfway through it, but today we've got something special. I've been working on something for a minute. This is going to be our new intro, and I'm excited about it. This is more than just an intro, just so you know. When you watch this video, you are going to be the first ones today to get to see it. I am officially releasing it to you first. Now, we live in the social media age, and to you, maybe this is just that's a pretty good video. You do not understand what this video is, and that is totally fine. But if you are in the business world, and I don't mean an employee somewhere, I mean like you do business for a living, you do sales, or you're a business owner, or you're in marketing, hopefully you understand the power and the concept of a video like this. Now, this video still needs work. This is like final version number one. So this is going to grow and evolve as time goes on, but this is basically just where it needs to be. And for this time being, it's perfect. So all footage shot on this video today, all of it has been shot by me. Some of it is a little bit of AI, but the majority of it is shot by me. The drone, the regular, ground video, you'll be able to tell which one's me and which one's not. But I'm going to put this into perspective for you before we play it. This type of a video, if you were to hire a normal mid to big production company to make a video like this type of video is well into the five figures. This is not an easy video to put together. This takes time, perfection. I mean, with a big crew, you can put this together, in a week, probably with a bunch of hands working on it. You might even be able to do better with a bigger team, but for this time being, this is what we've got. But this is an expensive video. This is a very expensive video. Um, Fortunately, I have the brain, the experience, and other things to put something like this together, and all the equipment. Uh, Years and well over a decade of being in production and marketing. That I can put something like this together myself. And I've saved myself a tremendous amount of money. Most people don't have this luxury, but most people don't have the skill. So as I show you this video, do not watch this video and then like screen grab it and go share it with somebody else so that y'all can go try to replicate something similar with your own company. Hire me. I'm going to tell you why real simply, and I'm not going to go into much elaboration on this. Hire me to put something like this together for you. If you cannot afford something like a $20,000 video, I understand you're probably a small company or like an entrepreneur solo where you've got a small team and something like that. Maybe you can't invest that much money in. I get it, but I can put something together for you for less, but there's more to it than this just being like a video. There's more to videography than just advertising. Videos aren't just ads. And people make that misconception a lot. They say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Well, I have a concept that I would bet that the camera is mightier than the pen. Maybe the pen and the camera go hand in hand. Maybe they're not different from one another, but I think that the camera is more powerful than the pen because it's like a stronger version of a pen. Now you can still, a picture is 1,000 words. A pen, you can, the way you read something, you can interpret it all sorts of different ways. And the way when you have somebody deliver something that they have to say, if they don't, convey the message completely, you can still twist what was said to. That's just life. But I still would argue that the camera is probably more powerful than the pen. And something like this is a tool that you can use to really change and transform a company or your systems and processes. And the value of this video justifies the price. And that's not just because you just show up and turn on a camera and slap some footage together and make this video and boom, oh, I can go do that for $500. No, you can't. Trust me when I tell you, you need somebody like me to put something like this together for you because there's more to it than just this video, but this video is the anchor. Hire me. Let me put something together for like this for you. Do not hire anybody else. Don't go price shop. Talk to me. We're going to put something together for like this for you. This is our new introduction. This is what America First is really about. This is the Texas version. Let's explore. Welcome to America First Texas. We are the Texas region of the America First movement. Based in DFW, serving Texans statewide, we are a network of proud, patriotic, values-driven citizens who prioritize faith, family, and freedom. As America became unaffordable, families across the nation began looking to Texas for opportunity. America First Texas opens its arms with a powerful America First ecosystem dedicated to building a foundation that helps transition and transform you, your family, and your local economy. Whether you do not live in Texas yet or you are already a resident of this great state, we are going to provide you with real area-specific statistics, visual community walkthroughs, local representative introductions, and America First Texas vetted and approved local businesses that align with your values. At America First Texas, we are doing the groundwork for you so you can confidently support local restaurants, connect with trusted dentists and doctors, explore schools and education options, transition into new career opportunities through our staffing services, and work with realtors and builders who want to help you establish your new home foundation. Follow along, subscribe, and share this with those close to you as we build the strongest America First ecosystem in Texas. Thanks for being here. So yeah, that is our new intro video. And that is our new anchor video. I'm excited about it personally. I think it came out great. Now, this is final version number 1. So we're going to be tweaking this video and making it better as time goes on. It's just going to get better and better. And you'll see that. I'll make improvements and I'll upload it onto here as well. But this for now is fantastic. For several reasons. And I'm not going to explain too much to you because you're not on the business side of things, but I will be using this as a tool when I'm out doing my campaign. And this is going to be tremendous for me. I've already beta tested it a little bit and the feedback's great. So yeah, I'm ecstatic about it. This is one of my favorite days to do this show because doing a reveal like that with you guys, you get to see this first, and it's a big deal for me. Um, it's a good one. Trust me when I tell you from a master of videography, that is a good video. Okay. Um, like I said, there's more to it, and what's a prospect will see will be a little bit different from what you're going to see, but this should help grow. This should help grow what I'm doing, and I hope that you follow along. I hope that if you're watching this, I hope that we have a good relationship. Um, I hope that you're here for the right reasons, here to be a part of America First, specifically Texas, because you're going to watch this transform into something different. Right now, I'm talking to most people who know me personally. We were at about 75% of people who know me watch this. About 25% don't personally know me, but they're just affiliated with the business. But now we are about 50-50. The audience has grown to a point to where the people who do not know me personally are starting to take over the crowd, and we're going to have to maneuver. Um, we're going to maneuver the show, and it's going to be a little less personal, but I hope that if you are here and you personally know me and you're watching this, I hope that you've been here and I hope that you stick here. I hope you don't go anywhere because I'm going to lead you in the right path. And I want you here. I don't want this to be a completely unfamiliar show with people I don't personally know. It's that human connection is always good. I would like honest feedback, not blind feedback. So don't go anywhere, stay here. I know a lot of you send me DMs after the show talking about the show. A lot of you don't interact, and I understand. It's kind of scary still, America first, MAGA. A lot of people are still afraid because you can tell that the insecurity is real because they're saying that MAGA is fractured, but it's not. It's just a little piece of it fell off, but it's like a good piece. It's like the strong, like a small chunk of strong supporters fell off. So it seems like it's fractured, but it's not. They're just valuable pieces, and they don't realize that their minds have been hijacked. They're going to tell you that your mind has been hijacked and that President Trump is doing the opposite of everything that he campaigned on. But what you're going to find out is that these people have this whole list of things that they want done: the Epstein list, arrests. They wanted a fight. Like we lost some fighters, which is why I was like making that episode where it sucks to lose you because we have a bigger battle coming up and you're off the train right now because you want things done your way right now, but you don't know how anything works at all. And you know, can't do anything with you right now. So I for one, I don't see anything wrong with Israel at all. When I go out and I go visit my day, everywhere I go, every single day, I don't see any Jews. Um, I'm sure they're out there, but I don't know what these people are talking about. I don't see any problems. I don't see how Israel is controlling Trump at all. I mean, clearly not. It's like I think these people don't realize that they're hearing somebody else say that, and then they're repeating it and telling you as if they have all this newfound insight and information and awakening when really they're just turning into the woke right. um I had a chance to watch the Daily Show today. Usually I film this in the mornings and I can't usually watch him until later in the afternoons, but today, since my procedure, my schedule's a little upside down and I'm ahead of schedule, some kind of reversing some priority. I got to listen to him this morning, and he made a good point. In fact, he just went to DC, and he was making a point today where, it, this rhetoric about the Jews controlling the government is like out of hand. And he said he just went to DC last week, late last week, and it was the opposite. Um, he said the Muslim influence was everywhere. So it's the opposite of the Jews. And it ties in with this issue with Tucker Carlson, how he's getting paid to go on the Saudi TV, and he's been talking to the leaders of Iran, which President Trump knew about. He has Muslim influence, which is why he's telling you that Israel is bad because he's getting paid to do that. And maybe his mind's infected by those people. Maybe the money made him talk. But what Dilly was saying on the show today was that he couldn't even go to a restaurant without having, geez, that was loud. He couldn't even go to a restaurant without having like a Muslim influence, like eavesdropping on their conversations. You couldn't get a taxi ride or an Uber ride without somebody like that being the driver. Um, he didn't go into specifics about the government, but he's basically saying that the opposite of the Jews are infiltrating our government. So if you're hearing that it's the Jews, then it's probably the Muslims telling you that. Because I mean, you can go out. What problem do we have here in Texas right now? We're getting H-1B visa issues where people are on all the other visa programs where people are coming from like specific areas in India and moving here in packs and using loopholes to come live here. And most of them are taking IT jobs, but dude, you know that anybody can do IT work. It sounds like it's hard, but it's not. It's not. Once you figure out some systems and processes and you get a little bit of organization under your belt, dude, anybody can do IT. Some of it's complicated. That's not, I mean, it's computer science is a class, right? So there's a science to some of the stuff, but dude, honestly, this, believe me when I say, this many people moving here under the guise of IT, it's a scam. The call center country is moving here because they're in IT, dude. Most of you are smarter than these people, and you just don't realize it because you've been told that you're not. But you know that you are. You know that you're smarter. So, we've got a Muslim city here where they're like basically segregating and building a Muslim only community, which, Ken Paxton and other people are actively trying to stop. Um, Whether you can or can't legally, I don't really know. That's not my field of expertise. That type of a development. I mean, I'm in real estate too, but I can't like I can't give a good argument on that whether you can or cannot do that. I know segregation you can't do, but that's segregation. I don't know why they don't just follow that, but they're Muslims, so they will twist anything to get their way. And it's just weird that they're coming here to do it. You know what I mean? So that's basically what Dilly was arguing is that the Muslim influence in DC is insane. Like you can't go anywhere without seeing it. Like literally, you turn around, there it is. You turn the other way, there it is. So it's not the Jews. This is why I say you have to let some of these people go right now because they're just going to tear you down. And once they realize they're wrong, once they realize that they're wrong and not you, they're just going to try to capture you and climb their way back up. And I don't even like talking about it. Close people to me too, and it really sucks. But we've got the opposite of a Jew problem. We've got a Muslim problem. Um, they say it's the religion of peace, but if you understood what the objective was, you would change your mind frame and you would have a different approach. You don't have to treat it out of anger. You don't have to take your misplaced anger and go put it towards that either. Jeez, my cable messing up. Yeah, it was. All right, sorry about that. You do not have to take your misplaced anger and go direct it towards that either. You need to work your anger out because you have to handle this diplomatically. We are not the underdog anymore. We are number one. We are in first place. We're going to maintain first place and we are in control. And what we say goes. We write the script. It doesn't matter how hard anybody else tries to write a script. It is our script. The victors write the script. We are the victors. President Trump is up in that White House making moves 24/7, whether you like it right now or not. We are the victors. We are the winners. We write the script. What we say goes. Even if they can counterpoint you all day long. None of it sticks. It all falls apart. And if they try, let them, because they're just going to punch down and they have no idea where you stand. So, yeah, we had the opposite of a Jew problem. And I support Israel. But I do so as a first place American, as an America first American, and as an America first Texan. I support Israel because you know what? Like I said before, we need friends, we need family. And, look around. Where are your friends at? Where's your family at? Metaphorically, look in any other country. Who is it? Who is it? Who's your friend? Israel's the only one there, but you're not paying attention because you're hearing about we're controlled by Netanyahu, we're controlled by Israel. They're making us fight this war. But dude, y'all are so stupid, man. Y'all are so stupid. Like, I just wish y'all would quit talking. President Trump is leading this entire thing. We're completely in control of all of it. And I support Israel from a number one alpha position. America first, Israel second position. They're our little brother, and I support them. I support my family. I support my friends. Whether I like them really or not, I don't know. I don't really. I've met like in my entire life, I think I've met two Jewish people that are like I didn't care about, but I don't like not like them. I just don't care about them. You know, some everybody's a piece of shit somewhere. You know, and whatever. Just because they're a Jew doesn't even register. I don't know where all this even came from. Muslims. So anyway, President Trump had something to say this weekend about Israel, and I'm glad he finally addressed it. It's probably the right time, and he addressed it again today. So let's check it out. Whether people like Israel or not, they have proven to be a great ally of the United States of America. They are courageous, bold, loyal, and smart, and unlike others that have shown their true colors in a moment of conflict and stress, Israel fights hard and knows how to win. President DJT. And that proves my point. They're your little brother. They're side by side. What you need to know is that President Trump decided to go do this to Iran. This was just a unique time and opportunity to do what we did to Iran. And you know who had her back? Israel. Israel wasn't like, we've got you leveraged. You're going to go do this for us now. And Trump's like, okay. Dude, does that even sound like President Trump? Come on, man. No. But he's telling you straight up, Israel is our buddy. They're a little brother. They're like our family. Here's a new one. Israel never talked me into the war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. Did. I watch and read the fake news pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made up stories. And the polls are rigged, much as the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Just like the results in Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about, the results in Iran will be amazing. And if Iran's new leaders, regime change, are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. President DJT. So if you need to put this into perspective, you need to think about Iran, Palestine, Pakistan, all those assholes over there. They're Democrats. If you need to really separate yourself and look at this differently, they're Democrats. Israel, Texas, America, we're all Republican. Texas, we're our own country still. Israel, America, Republicans. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all those countries, Democrats. You need to look at it like that. That is the truth. There's no other way to look at it. That is what that is. So he's destroying them. And I think, the displacement, I think in people's minds are like, there's so much here to fix in America. Why are we focused on that shit over there? But it's a big part of it. This is a big part of America first. You just don't realize it because President Trump's only here for 4 years. Nobody else is going to do this. JD Vance, could he possibly? Yeah. I mean, I could see him doing this too, but dude, President Trump is the only one that can put this in place. And he is settling something for the foreseeable future. Like this dude's about to like send literally, not even joking. he's about to send them back to the Stone Ages because they're just manipulators. They're Democrats. What do you know about the Democrats right now? Have any of them changed their rhetoric? No. Just people who used to be Democrats are like, "No, you can't identify me as a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I've moved to the Independent Party, where I'm like a low level Republican now." A lot of them have shifted, but for the most part, that base has not shifted. Those people are still unhinged and insane, and they will do anything they can to get back in power. And we're not losing the midterms, by the way. I don't think we're going to lose the House or the Senate or anything. Um, and there's several reasons why. There's a lot of reasons why, but we're not going to get too much in politics today. But I think people need a reminder. I think we need a refresher sometimes. Um, and I've told you to watch the Dilly Show. Brendan Dilly is someone I really admire, and he has led us onto a path out of clear minds and freedom, mental freedom, that I don't think anybody else has done. I mean, I like Dan Bongino as well. He's been a lot better. He's hitting a lot harder than he used to, and I think that has to do with his experience in the FBI. But there is nobody like the Dilly Show. Brendan Dilly is on a whole different level, and I am like really happy to have been watching. I've been watching him since before COVID, probably a year before COVID. But I was really tuning in during I think what really plugged me into the Dilly Show was during the COVID times, because I was like, I was completely lost why everybody was losing their mind over this shit. And he was a great mental guy during this time, and he aligned with everything that I believed in and thought too. And he was basically reassuring every thought and idea that I had during that time. That's why I fell in love with the Dilly Show. And he has made it all the way into the White House. He was in DC all week last week, and now President Trump is reposting his specific posts and his videos by a guy named Phantom Shadow. So this right here is a video created by the Dilly meme team. I believe it was Phantom Shadow. In fact, I know it was. And this is President Trump on True Social. Screenshot or screen recording Brendan Dilly from the Dilly Show, his video from the meme team. And I'm going to play this video because I think that people need a reminder to know where exactly we have been and where we stand today. And this video really hit home. I think the timing was great. This is an older video. It's been in the past, but trust Trump is the correct message. Let's check it out.
Do you remember what it was like when the 2020 election was rigged and stolen? Do you remember all the bullshit stories people told you about how the fraudulent election would be overturned? Do you remember the symbols of tyranny when fences went up around D.C. for Joe Biden's inauguration? Do you remember watching fuel and food prices skyrocket in a matter of months? Do you remember watching our borders being invaded by a virtual army of unidentified criminals? Do you remember watching our nation get systematically destroyed for 4 years by the Joe Biden autopen administration? Do you remember longing for the days of winning when we had Donald Trump in the White House? Do you remember thinking he was going to die when the bullet aimed at his brain only grazed his ear? Do you remember rejoicing after witnessing the miracle that saved his life? Do you remember celebrating the epic landslide victory in November of 2024? This is what you hoped for. This is what you prayed for. This is what you voted for. So why are you questioning every decision he makes now that he's back in office? God didn't save his life so he could make mistakes. He knows what he's doing. Maybe it's time to shut the fuck up and let him cook. This has been a public service announcement paid for by the Dilly meme team.
So yeah, that is an awesome video, and that is a good reminder. They stole the election from us. All this shit about the Epstein files, like they had 4 years to scrub it all. And if they had anything on President Trump, dude, they made remember that documentary piece of shit they made about Trump as soon as Epstein stuff came out the first time on Netflix. Dude, they had it prepared. They created it in like a week, if even a week. It was like 2 days later they had something on Netflix, a special about it and how they were like just video of Trump and Epstein together, where they're like at his party or at his hotel or not a hotel, but Mar-a-Lago or whatever, wherever it even was. It probably wasn't even there. I don't even know where it was, but remember they had that up like that. Like as soon as that was up, I was like, this is totally planned. And clearly at that point in time, like from a production, from a producer standpoint, if you can slap something like that together that fast, you're the one writing the narrative, and clearly that narrative isn't a real narrative and it's a cover up. So I think a lot of people have really fell for this. Yeah, I mean, I was into it. I thought the Epstein files were real. I don't know about the files, but all this crazy shit they talked about. I mean, clearly some of it was, but I mean, all of the files have been released. It's over. You can say, well, they're redacted, but those victims' names, you can't unredact them unless the victims come forward, which they're not. So, we're mad that all these people aren't being held accountable for all these things that we believe. But President Trump let you know this is like another massive Democrat hoax. And I totally believe him. The dude got, the dude barely like, he disassembled the entire like mafia of Democrat control or deep state and got the presidency back. He won it fair and square, you know? And they he got his own FBI in there. They got a hold of all the information and they let you know what the information is. But for some reason, people are still convinced that there's more to it and that President Trump's hiding something. Like, where did y'all go wrong? What happened to you? Where did you miss that? Because you believe all these details of everything that you were taught for like a decade about this shit. I mean, it makes sense if you're really that deep ingrained and that convinced with no other evidence. Dude, you fell for the hoax. I mean, I kind of fell for it. I thought there was more to it too, but I trust Trump. I trust President Trump. That dude got in there, got all the information, and told you everything. Here it all is. He's even getting sued for releasing too much of it. He told you to wait, but y'all can't wait. Y'all need it now. It doesn't work like that. But y'all don't have any patience, which is the reason y'all got brainwashed in the first place. And you're brainwashed again, man. So I trust Trump. I trust President Trump because I have no reason not to. You don't trust him because you earned your right to criticize anybody. And that doesn't exclude President Trump either. So I'm going to criticize him too. I saw y'all go through that and y'all are stuck there. And I'm not, I'm moving on. So yeah. So we're getting back to America First and America First Texas. I'm looking at this graphic that I created that helps me outline the things that I'm doing because I want to show more visual examples about what all America First Texas is doing. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, do I really want to show this to you? Because I want to show you. I can maybe just go over it. But I think it's easier if I go over it so that you can see it. And I don't see anything on here that I wouldn't share with you anyway. Um and I think honestly, I think it'll help all the show. So give me just a second. I'm gonna download this. I wasn't planning on putting this up here, but I actually kind of felt like showing you guys. So I've been putting in a lot of work. Should I just make this a PNG? Yeah, let's just do it this way. Let's make this easy and download. I hope this comes out good. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Boom. That was fast. This usually takes I usually make it a PDF and it takes a long time to download. Now I have not can I resize it before I even show you? I think I can. Yep, I can. Yay. Usually I'll have to show the clip here on the streaming platform and then resize it. But it looks like I can just resize it right here before I even show you. So, man, it's a good day. Sorry for all the the other shaming shit, but we still have to do a little bit. Because I mean I want some of y'all back. And I've got to keep those of you who are watching, I've got to keep your minds in line. Because if you're gonna follow along in this show, I don't want you to get lost. I don't want this to be out of tune for you. I want you to keep up with me. Um, and hopefully you do. So America First Texas has we've got a couple of different departments right now. The one that you've probably picked up on the most is the staffing part, the B2B networking, or maybe not so much that, but definitely the staffing. So as we are making our business connections, they are going to be offering, I'm asking them what positions they have open. Um, Coming from somebody who's had a lot of issues with employment, being an entrepreneur is already difficult, and getting normal jobs is hard as hell because I'm way too qualified for most of the positions that I could even think of applying for. And getting contract work has been really tough because people like me have been getting purged out of society. It is, I've never faced a struggle like this in my entire life. I have always been the guy who's had like 3 to 5 jobs, whether they're full time, part time, or whatever. I have always had like way too much work to do. And this has been some of the most difficult times in my entire life to ever get work. And you know what's worse about that? I'm more skilled than I have ever been. It has literally been a purge of keeping people like me out of work. I have been ripped off, stolen from, backstabbed. I can't even put into words the shit that has happened to me in business or in work. I have never gone through anything like this in my entire life. And I've been treated like shit. Trust me, I have been treated like absolute shit in my life, but I have not been through anything like this. The workforce has been completely insane. And before I get into this graphic, I want to home into that just a little bit. Do you remember during COVID, um, if you didn't get your vax, like you lost your job? That was mostly the right. So the Democrats were rising up into power, taking your positions because you were falling off because you were refusing to put these foreign bullshit in your body. I don't care if Trump came up with it first or whatever. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but I understand why President Trump did the vaccine, because at that point in time, the Democrats were in control of everything. Everything. We were so dominated as a country, dominated. We didn't know that that's what Obama was doing. They took this country over, over. It was so bad. So, all those issues that happened, the businesses shutting down, it was all Democrats. They had a complete grip on this place. That hasn't totally changed yet. Everything's been a fraud, everything's a fugazi. You can tell that, like, during President Trump's first term, when President Trump made moves, he had this like significant upper level grip on everything. Every word he spoke and every move he made something shift, like immediate shifts. But since they stole the election, they like broke through this like surface layer that he had above them. And now they don't move like that as much anymore. He can still leverage them and get them to do those things to a point, but like as soon as he focuses on something else, that shift goes back to where it was. Then he has to come back and put pressure on them again. I don't know how to put this into a better words. Gas prices is one thing. Right now is not a great example, but if you were paying attention in the past like few months before this Iran shit even happened, when you would put pressure telling gas companies that I'm watching you on your fuel prices, the price of gas dropped and it stayed there for like, 3 weeks or so. And then it crept back up 25 to 50 to 75 cents. It went back up because he wasn't putting pressure on him anymore. When I saw him do that and I saw the gas prices do that across the board, I knew it wasn't him. I knew the same shit was going on that COVID was. They've still got a grip on this shit. We've taken the culture back, but you have to understand that this isn't all completely over. We still have a lot of work to do, which is why I'm mad that people are getting off track and focusing on the Jews and shit. Like, we have a bigger battle here at home still. And all these things that you want for America first, there's still so much here to do. What President Trump has done is he is giving the power back to you. He is giving the power back to me. That's why I've created. Why is it that I personally have the privilege of creating something like America First Texas? The domain was available, the LLC was available, the entire landscape was available. Everybody in the world, the whole state could have created this. A higher level politician, I got it. If I'm able to do something like this, that means that you have opportunities and availabilities to do something similar. And that's what President Trump's trying to let you know. The power is back to you. You. It's up to you to change it. Writing your post on Facebook to control people's brains and influence them to think like you and guide them your direction. I mean, yeah, that all this stuff works to an extent because words are like physical things. You eat them up, you digest them, you absorb them, and they change your mind. Like, all that is real. But what are you actually doing? Are you actually doing anything? Or are you just talking shit on the internet so that people think like you? That's not going to change anything anymore because people are starting like to stop listening to people. I've got a brand new show and like I've got quite a few people that watch the show already, but look at my interactions. Hardly anybody likes it, hardly anybody shares it, hardly anybody talks on it, but everybody DMs me after. So I can see the transparent difference because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to get involved in. That's why I'm here to help you get back in shape, get back to where you're supposed to be, and make this place America first again. So, what is America First Texas? Is it just a podcast? No. And I think that intro video showed you there's a lot more to this going on. And that's why I didn't want to, excuse me, I didn't quite want to share this graphic yet, but I think it's a good time because I think this was a good episode. And since I'm moving forward with this anyway, it's probably a good time to go to me and transparent with y'all because 50% of the viewers are still my personal friends and family or whoever's watching. And I hope that this helps you out to understand that this is what America First is really about. Now, this is still phase one. There's like whatever you can imagine America First really needs to be, especially hopefully you're thinking about the Texas version, not just America First, because most of you are watching this from Texas. Um, I hope that this brings you to a perspective of what America First is supposed to be, not some piece of shit podcast by some Nazi Jew dude like Nicole Fuentes or whatever her name is. That's not America First. It's so much more than just some stupid shit podcast. Okay. I hope I put the right graphic on here. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is an idea of what America First is supposed to be like. This is what I put together, and this is what I am currently offering. And I'm doing this for local businesses. Um, Obviously, media and marketing is my first priority. Maybe actually, probably not priority, but it's the first thing that I offer. I've been filming and doing, photography for golly, what I'm on like year 12 or 13 now. I've been in marketing on my own since at least 2014. And as soon as I got a camera, I got hired for an event out in Florida because I bought my camera. Sony came out with a mirrorless camera that was small, compact, and the quality was like insanely better. So I bought it to take pretty sunsets, but it had a Wi-Fi feature to where I could take my own selfies with it with my dog, and I could use my cell phone to click the remote, which would actually snap the shutter on like a $1,300 camera. So the automatic settings were amazing. So I didn't even have to know much about a camera to be able to pull anything off. So I got hired immediately for an event for a company out in the Destin area. and they paid me a pretty good amount of money for the photography. And that showed me like, oh shit, there's something here. So, Dream Realm Pictures was in business in 2017 here in Texas, but it was in Florida since 2014. So technically I'm well beyond a decade. I'm into my 12th and 13th year now. I was doing marketing at that time for as well, because I didn't understand that's what photo and video was about. I was usually just creating photos and videos to hand off to marketing teams, because I didn't understand all the intricacies that they had done. But as time went on, I was tired of getting used and price shopped with my media. And I was like, okay, am I creating the right type of content to help you convert anything into sales? Because people are hiring me for business, and it's not just for like pretty pictures. You know, they were hiring me because it was converting sales and it was advertising. So I started getting into marketing several years ago to understand all this stuff. And boy, oh boy, did I learn a lot. I learned so much about marketing. I started getting contracted in by other like decent sized companies, like mid-range companies with a lot of money that had like the money to bring somebody like me on to use the camera in their facility 24/7, not 24/7, but you know what I mean. And they were working with other marketing companies at the time, so it really opened my eyes what other like huge marketing companies are doing versus what is actually working, because I always wanted to know, what am I creating for you? What works, what doesn't work? And they wouldn't give me feedback, but they knew. They were just gatekeeping all the time. And I'm like, you hire me all the time and you tell me make this, make that. But what about this worked and what about this didn't? Specifically the video part. The video was the most important part to them. But they would never tell me. But it's because they were using the hell out of me, and I didn't understand this stuff. I was just a good videographer. I created very impactful and emotional videos. And if you notice any, God, this cable, dude. If you notice anything about my videos in the past, I've got a talent for hitting you in the heart. I've made 1,000 people cry over a video before, so a lot of people can't say that. So I know how to put some shit together. Um, but when it came down to business, I just didn't know what worked for things and what didn't. So I had several clients over those past years, and I got to see what worked and what didn't. And I went through a lot of pains and struggles and getting ripped off and abused and used and stolen from to understand what my value actually was. A lot of people would have gave up. I saw a lot of people give up. And I saw a lot of camera companies come in there trying to pitch my clients that, hey, I got this new drone, I got this camera, I can give you I can give you some media, man. I was like, damn, I don't think I was ever that stupid, but there were some dumb people that went in there offering just, hey man, can you use me? Like, people branching off and trying to not have jobs and become business owners. I understand that. But that also made me realize that in the production world, it's very difficult to grow a production company, because anybody who buys a camera is a business owner. And that makes it incredibly difficult to scale, which is why fortunately I've evolved into America First Texas, where I can offer all these extra things. So media marketing is number one for me, because is uh it is the one thing I am like a solid A, trying to hit an A plus in. Easy A minus area, which is already fantastic. It is very hard to get above a level B. I can easily hit an A minus, but I can often hit a solid A. That intro video I showed you guys earlier, believe it or not, that is a solid A. That is not an A plus. That is at minimum an A minus, and that would I would charge a company a lot of money to make that, and I will continue to do that, and hopefully that actually helps me convert those sales, because I need to help other companies. It's not just about the money; it is actually about the results. So this other area is business development. We are getting into that as well. We are helping develop long-term structures. I would say I'm a solid B minus in business development, because there are just so many different industries and niches that I have not worked in. So I have to be careful in this area. But for the most part, scaling, I can help with. Long-term structure, uh, that's going to be an area where I'm going to have to do studying on like industry and niche specific areas before I offer too much of that service. But if there's anything that I'm familiar with, yeah, I've got some great advice on that. And that will have to do with public relations and branding and increasing authority. Now you can say you can lump that in with marketing, which you technically could. But as far as these are like, there's a lot more to business development than this, but these are the areas that I personally will focus on, like in phase one, to make sure that the businesses that I am working with to develop are well rounded in these areas and have these things established. That way, we can scale to the higher steps of those things. So those are my first introductory steps. That's why this is on my branch map. If you can't tell, my third service that I'm offering, which is the most transparent thing I hope, besides the media marketing side of that intro video I showed you, is a relocation ecosystem that I am creating. So this relocation ecosystem, we are expecting our new Fed chair to be replaced mid-May. Jerome Powell says he's not leaving, but I know that dude doesn't have a choice, so he's going to be out of there, and we're going to have Kevin Warsh. And whenever we get lower interest rates, I do not know. We will see how that works. Hopefully President Trump can make the case to where we drop the rates immediately and Kevin Warsh can influence his Fed governors to vote to get us in the space that we need to be. And if those rates come down, real estate opens up. So we are getting ahead of that curve now, and we're going to ride that wave. And there are going to be a lot of people relocating out of California and out of Texas. I think a lot are going to funnel to Florida, but we are going to get ahead of them and try to funnel them here down to Texas as well. And that is going to be, you're going to see a series from me. I'm going to be putting together a relocation series as this time goes on. And that intro video I showed you is going to be a big anchor part for me selling. There'll be some more added onto it that you won't see here in the general public. But other businesses will see behind the scenes. I'm not going to be your normal relocation expert. I'm going to be something entirely different, because America First Texas is not a normal company. We're focusing on authority, and we're going to be the masters on PR and branding here in Texas. So you're going to see a relocation series from me coming up soon, and it's going to be consistent and it's going to be widespread. And this is where I'm hoping that you guys get involved as well, because I would love y'all's feedback. If you have suggestions or you want me to cover a specific area for you personally, I'll do it. Golly, dude, I've got to change this cable out. I don't know what's going on with this crap. But yeah, so a relocation ecosystem is our next upcoming thing, and you're going to see a series of that, and I am not stopping. We will be focusing on pretty much the whole spectrum of real estate, buyers, sellers, and builders. The full range too. We're not going to go too low scale. We're not going to go too high scale. We're going to be somewhere in that upper to lower to middle. We're going to be consuming all of that entire range, because we got to live in reality. Where are the most of our consumers going to be going? Or what are they going to be able to afford? Obviously, we'll get the full spectrum. We'll get people who are struggling. We're going to get people who are well off, and everybody else in the middle. And so we're not going to niche down too specific, unless for whatever reason we just get a very specific target audience. But we're also going to do something interesting, which is the local government introduction. So we're going to be introducing local politicians, and we're going to make people more familiar with politics and government to give just a better just to get like a better general understanding about politics and government, and like why you need to get involved. How do you stay involved in politics without all this bullshit? If you're watching this show consistently, I will help you keep your mind frame straight and keep the fundamentals right, and follow the relocation series. Whether or not you're even thinking about moving, follow the relocation series as I go too, because I'm going to be doing some fun things, and I'm going to show you some things that you probably haven't seen before. And it's all going to be shot by me and my team. And hopefully I can eventually delegate that work out as I can hire and grow and stick to the sales and the writing myself. That is the goal. And last but not least, our fourth branch currently is our staffing and B2B network. And that since we are doing so much relocation ecosystem building, we are going to be helping you find jobs. And if you're a business owner, we're going to be connecting you with other businesses that you may or may not know about. We're going to remove some of the gatekeeping for you. We're going to do a bunch of the vetting ourselves. And we're going to help you get a better work environment and a better work culture. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, you are the better work culture. I don't know if you've noticed what I have, but if when I go into a work environment, I heal the place. I personally have a massive influence on whatever area that I'm working on, and I heal the place. Now, there's politics involved in work, so there's definitely some pain and some bone breaking metaphorically that goes on in my business, endeavors, but I always heal the place. Everywhere I go, the place becomes a better place. And that's because I bring a certain set of principles, values, and culture with me into a company, and I improve everything that I touch. Everything I touch gets better, but sometimes it's a rotten place, and there's some pain that goes on, but the drama's been going on to that place anyway, so it's nothing they're not used to. It's just this time you get real results because you got somebody like me. So I would imagine that a lot of you also impact your workplace and you influence these places as well. So we need to get these Democrat mind frames out of the workforce because they have just run over everything. They've canceled you, they've gotten you fired, but those days are over. We are the mainstream now. So now that that is over, I hope you join America First Texas. You get involved in our culture. Every client we talk to, this is what we are pitching. Trust me. These businesses do not want these Democrats running their company over anymore. They're not good for anything. They don't help. Some are educated, some went to college, some know what they're doing pretty well, but for the most part, they don't. These people are thinking that, how can I frame this right? Okay. I used to have a friend who just thought this dude had the biggest ego on the face of the planet. And he thought that he was going to be like the biggest entrepreneur on earth. But his business ethic and his knowledge about work was, I'm going to go print some business cards and I'm going to go collect some paychecks. Now, that's all that he thought that he had to do. And I mean it. He literally thought he's going to sit at a computer, print off a business card, send somebody off to go do something and collect a paycheck. He literally thought that's all that it was going to be. That is how a lot of the Democrat mind frame works. A lot of the people in your working space, these people have gotten degrees, they've invested their time in education, they've retained a lot of knowledge. But man, listen to me when I tell you, the majority of these people, their work experience, dude, these people suck at their job. I don't know how to, this is one of these things that you will have to see for yourself. Maybe some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you really paid attention, these people are only able to repeat shit that they read on paper. That college degree has helped their knowledge and their memory help them repeat things. College has made them into a robot and a mockingbird. Most of the work that these people do are not impacting anything. If you've noticed, a lot of these people are losing their government jobs right now because the government's funding the work because it's busy work. Data entry is important. And as a matter of fact, I think that data entry is more important than most of these people's jobs. Most of these people aren't doing shit. They're not affecting anything. And I learned this in marketing. There is so much that you can do in marketing that you have to find out what it is that's effective. This cable, man. Sometimes on some companies, they are so lost that you have to take every bit of knowledge that you have, write it all out, and execute every direction of every bit of information that you already have retained and shoot it out there and advertise it and see what sticks and what doesn't. I would say that a company that is lost, that has no psychological grip on their customers or no loyalty or dedication or obedience or anything, 90 to, I mean, this is up, I'm trying to think of without my influence because I know how to affect people, but any other marketing company, I would say that 95, 96, 97, 97. Okay, I like 97. 95 to 97% of the things that these people are doing are not effective. And one of the things that I had to find out was it's not that it's not effective because the person doing, like, these marketing tactics aren't working because the marketer is bad. It's usually because of the company hiring the marketing. Their concepts of marketing and sales are so poor that you're scaling these people to too high of a level for them to understand anything because they've never climbed that high. They're still like people are just living on the surface or subsurface. And you've either got to bring them above par so that they can learn how to be effective, or they're stuck there on the ground and they don't want to move. And I hope this hits home to some of you because how many times have you seen somebody doing a job where, like, that person's there just collecting a paycheck and they're not doing shit? And it's not just that their work ethic is poor, that job's not even worth having. It's a lot. Somebody is creating a business. I would not employ somebody who was not effective. A lot of people want to just get a job and go be somewhere safe and have a paycheck and live a life. And I just don't. I just work, man. I just go to work and I go back home. I don't really care. I just do what I can because busy work has become work to a lot of people. But there's no integrity in that. There's no drive. Nothing grows. Everything just kind of stays there. And that's where I was making the point that even data entry has more integrity than a lot of jobs. So data entry sucks, but it's mindless because you're copying and pasting basically. But that is actually moving the needle forward more than like some of these higher paying jobs. Dude, especially in marketing. But a lot of companies have massive marketing budgets because they're dedicating 8% of their revenue to marketing. So they have to spend the money to see what works. And unfortunately, a lot of companies who actually have the passion, the drive, and the integrity to make a change don't get the jobs because politics are involved in the workforce and people are getting paid and not doing shit. And especially with the Democrats who have been in control for this long time, coming from somebody who has lost a lot of clients to Democrats because they're allies or what the hell ever, dude. I have seen companies that I have changed. I've seen companies that are sinking. I had one. They were losing $1,000 a day. They had been for 3 years. It took me it took me a good solid, I want to say 12 months. That's probably right. I almost wanted to say 6. It could have been 6 months. 6 months I started to get the idea. But at the 12-month mark, I had turned this ship all the way around and put it on a new course. And I was building it a new pathway. And building that new pathway, they were not taking well to it. And in marketing, you have to collaborate with the sales team. But sales, even though they were inside sales, sales have an ego, as in they think that they're the hunters and they're the most successful because they're building the business through clients, which you have to have, that brings in money, that funds the operation, keeps the business going. And then you nurture those clients so they keep coming back. So, golly, dude, this cable's crazy. So, that's why I was talking about getting them from subsurface levels to surface levels and then climbing higher with structures. Um, I've lost several clients to people who know each other, just there to help each other out because I knew this girl from college. I put in so much work with this one company in particular. It was losing this much money and just stressing every day. Turned it all the way around. Re-identify the whole thing. What we turned the company into didn't even make sense with the industry that it was in, but there was a spot that created a whole bunch of revenue that they didn't focus on. And I put all my emphasis on that. The whole ship turned around and went and instead of capsizing, went right back up to the surface level. And the investor's like, holy shit, whoa, what happened? Like what changed? And it wasn't because of what you were advertising, it's because of business development, public relations and branding, long-term structures and authority. But for whatever reason, they hired this woman, and this woman knew this other woman from college, and all girls stick together. And she twisted this owner's head and told him that, like, I don't have like strategy, I don't have the story, I don't have all this crazy shit that I did. And they cut me down on price, and I got my like year 3 proposal with them. And I increased my price. They brought my price down. He sent it to me like, hey, here's the new price. Here's your competitor. Can you match this? I was so mad. I was like, dude, do you think that's what's going to help you? Here's my year 3 proposal. My price went up because I'm going to put in more work. I'm going to scale you higher. You're going to make more money. You know what? They let me go. They did not sign a new contract. They went with that girl. 6 months later, the ship sunk. Closed the doors. But they rebranded, new management, new ownership, and that company took everything that I said to do. Not everything. Not everything. They took at least 50% of what I said to do. They restructured it, rebranded it, and they are prosperous. It's crazy. Crazy. And it broke my heart too. So, like, that's one thing you should know about me. Whatever I do, like, I put my heart into it. You know, you put your mind, you put your work, you know, there's all sorts of things that you put your soul into. You know, most people most people care about their jobs. Most people go to work and they want to do a good job. That's a psychology I think a lot of the workforce and work culture has left behind. Like especially when you start a new job, I think most people are inspired, are fired up, are full of integrity. Most people don't want to be treated like shit. Most people want to go to work and do the best they can. But work culture is there to beat you down, hold you down, and take that drive away from you. And America First Texas wants to fix that. That is why I hope that you get involved with us. Just even if you don't know where to start, what to do, what to say, literally just reach out and say that you like the show. Or hey, I may one day be interested in what you're talking about with this business stuff. Or you know, if you ever have anything, any other kind of whenever any other kind of job I might be interested in, you know, I'm content where I'm at. Just know that you can reach out to me anytime. And you can ask the question anyway. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to deliver this perfect message to me at the perfect time. Just say hi. Even if you just start a conversation with me, we will eventually get to where you want to be and what you want to know. I really hope this cable is not messing the show up because I can hear it static. Okay. I plugged it and unplugged it. I swear to God. If this episode has issues because of this, I'm not gonna throw the microphone. I was thinking about it. But yeah, the point that I was making is just reach out to me. God, I'm an hour 15 into this. I did not mean to make this long of an episode. It's the one episode that I want to do. I'm happy about this. So we're gonna throw this graphic up one more time. Boom! That's what we're doing. That's where we're at right now. But like I said, just reach out to me. Just say something. You and I will start a conversation and I will get you where you need to be. If you want to get a job somewhere later, I'll have connections. I'll post job openings too. So you'll see stuff coming through, but there's things that I won't be posting because I'm not going to just be a staffing service. We're going to be like a headhunter too. I'm not joking with you guys. This is going to be a bigger deal than you think. I'm going to get like, we're going to get real results. My job in starting America First Taxes isn't just because the monetary incentive behind it. 'Cause if I'm being straight up with you, dude, anything I'm going to make that I don't have to use for living expenses, I'm going to roll it back into the business. Dude, this cable, I swear to God, I can hear it. I'm going to roll this back into the business. My job is to grow this business as much as possible. And my whole intention in mind to do this is to make your life better. I have been through so much. I want to make sure that y'all never go through anything that I've been through at all, ever. I will do everything I can to make sure that I can create a better work environment and a culture. And I'm going to shame the shit out of these companies. Just watch, dude. If you had any idea what I have in mind right now, you would subscribe already. You would pay me a monthly fee just to keep the show going. I don't need it. I'm not asking you to. I don't even have a pay set up yet, but I've got other things I'm focusing on. I'm growing this first phase right now, but trust me when I tell you, if you had any idea what I'm actually onto, you would support this more than you are. I promise. But it's okay. I know you will eventually. And even if you don't, this America First Texas is going to outgrow the number of people that I personally know. And that's okay. But I hope that y'all all stay involved. And I think I'm probably going to stop it there. One last time. This is it. Media and marketing, business development, relocation ecosystem, staffing, and B2B network. So I think you personally, you're probably going to reach out for, I can immediately offer media and marketing to most of you. And I hope that you join the relocation ecosystem. The other two, business development and staffing, those are kind of like add-on stuff. If you keep paying attention, I can help you out with the staffing and the B2B networking, but those are as time goes on. But the immediate services, you can hire me for photo and video for pretty much anything. Try to stick to business. Please don't try to hire me for weddings. I don't want to do them. I'm more business oriented than anything, but some people I'll make an exception for. But that's really what I want to stick to, and be a part of the relocation ecosystem. Come be a part of that. Even if you don't even plan on moving for a while, I'm going to have so much information for you. Like if you're going to enjoy anything, enjoy the relocation stuff. The videos are not going to be that long. They're not going to be nearly anything like this long. They're going to be full of great visuals, information, commercials. They're going to have coupons for companies that you want to go, indulge in. And I'm going to be vetting all these places. So I'm not going to send you, you're going to run into your people, like people are jumping off the Trump train. They're like the strongest supporters. People are going to change as time goes on. You can't control that. It is what it is. If you could control it, you would be able to control it right now, and you can't. But this relocation ecosystem, I think you will enjoy the most because you don't have to hire me so much. You just have to participate and view. I think you will like that the most. And I'll be offering coupons. So you can go show up to these businesses that I'll be filming, and you can use my coupon code, and then boom, you get a discount on their services, and hopefully you find some new places to enjoy in. So one last look: media and marketing, business development, relocation ecosystem, and staffing. That is currently what America First Texas is set up. And that is what America First is supposed to be. It's about making your business and your life and your culture better. All right, I'm going to cut this off because I think this cable is staticky, and I hope I'm not screwing up this audio. Fortunately, if this is messing up, I'm going to be repeating a lot of this information as time goes on. So don't sweat it. We'll get through it. Low level production right now. I'm only a B. I'm only a solid B today. No A pluses yet. We'll get there. All right, guys. I got a new outro too. Forgot. It's not as cool, but intro is better. But yeah, you ready for it? Are you ready for it? You ready for the outro? It's more fun than anything. All right, that's it. Thanks for being here, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. God bless President Trump. And last but not least, God bless Texas. I will see you all next week. Thanks for watching America vs. Texas. I'm out.